Hi everyone, it's Clyde at Vibrant Soap, and yes, I did take a day off from soaping so that I could go to South Carolina. I got to visit the warehouses of Rustic Escentuals, and it's so fun to walk in there and smell all the fragrances and sniff the bottles and kind of see what I want to get next, and there's lots to choose from. And of course I went there for an open house in the fall, as I did last year, and met a lot of soapers who know me by the YouTube channel, and it was fun to meet them, and some I met last year too, so it's like old friends getting to chat again. Today I'm going to be making another foodie soap. It's going to be pumpkin custard, and this pumpkin pie spice fragrance from Rustic Escentuals just smells so awesome. I just want to open the bottle and smell it all the time. And of course I like the subtlety of that scent when it's saponified in the soap bars. So I have one that I made before, and it's made, I want to just show you how it lathers. There's just something about adding the pumpkin puree or other food additives to soap that I think the sugars in the food actually make it a harder bar, and I really like the way that it lathers and bubbles. So here's me just using this soap and showing you the big bubbles that appear first, and then the creamy lather that results afterwards. And then I'm going to follow that by my sandalwood soap, and that lathers really well too. But there's clearly a difference between the feel of soaps. Once you get used to trying different soaps with different additives, you get to really experience the difference in them. And I like them all. There's different kinds of soap. There's some that are richer in the oils, the super fatting, which are the extra oils that you add in soap to make it more lotiony. And then I like the ones that are just made for more cleaning. I always do a little discount to the lye so that my soap is generally on the mild side, but I also like a harder bar, so that's why I generally add sodium lactate to the mix. So just to do a short color tutorial for this one, because there's really not much color to the foodie soaps. They're generally, browns and in this case orange and beige, but I like to add a little pizzazz by using that gold mica drizzle on top, just because it's vibrant soap after all. So let's get on with the color tutorial and then with the soap making. So here's the tutorial for the pumpkin pie soap, but this is really an exploration in warm browns. So the first thing I'm going to do, my gold paint doesn't like to have water in it, so the first thing I'm going to do is just lay some of that gold up there. And as you recall in the last soap that I made, gold is pairs with just about everything, and especially in brown soap or orangey soap, it's gonna just really set it off. Golds and browns. So I'm gonna have that, of course. On the top is a mica drizzle. It's hard to retain the metallic quality of gold when it's mixed with soap. But let's take a look at the browns. First of all, let's look at brown all by itself. That would make a great coffee soap, chocolate soap. But for the pumpkin pie soap, you don't really see a dark brown in a pumpkin pie spice soap that I'm making. I don't really want a dark brown like that. If I do have any dark brown, it's going to be as part of the mica drizzle up on top, just for some definition. The more dark colors you add to a soap, just like a little bit of it, didn't mean to say a lot of it, but if you use it a little bit as an accent, it really makes the lighter colors glow. So how do you make a brown warm? There are different kinds of brown. Brown consists of a lot of colors to it, but I like for the pumpkin soap to have, of course, an orangey brown. So that's a no-brainer when you come and mix that with your micas. You would add a brown mica to the orange. So that's going to be my darker of the browns. I think I will be using a pastel brown, if you can call it that. So I'm going to get some white on the page. I'm just going to use a little bit of brown, just because I know that the brown is going to make a nice tan. And I'm going to have this on top of the soap like a frosting, but it's not going to be a pure white. It's probably going to be a little more yellow because of the soap batter. Something like this. So that's like a beige color. Beige to me is usually a pretty boring color. Then I'm going to have a brown that's more like a ochre yellow. So I'm going to start off with a base mix of white and brown. And since ochre is probably more yellow than anything else, it's going to look somewhat like this. If you look at photos of pumpkin pie, you're going to see a wide range of colors kind of blended all together in that pumpkin pie. And that's really what I look for when I'm looking at a photo or looking at the real source material for a soap design, is to look for all those hidden colors that are blended together. And then finally, I'm going to have a brown. Again, I'm going to start off with a pastel of brown, white with brown. And then I'm going to add some orange to it. Also, this fragrance has vanillin in it, so it's going to naturally brown the soap a bit, although this fragrance description says it's not going to turn a dark brown. So there's a hope that these colors will carry through the saponification process and the cure, you know, that slowly but surely the soap that you thought was bright is going to dull down a little bit, brown a little bit, but not to a dark brown. So some of these colors may just survive. If it completely disappears, I know I'm still going to get a pumpkin pie color, but I'm hoping that they'll stay enough so that you can see some of the swirls. So let's get on with the soap making. Okay, I'm going to blend this quite a bit to blend the pumpkin puree, oils, goat milk, and sodium lactate. And I'm going to soap at about 76 degrees today, a little cooler than usual. And I'm soaping with pumpkin pie spice, and this version's from Rustic Escentuals. Wow, that's a nice pumpkin color right now, but the fragrance is going to turn the batter a little bit browner. Okay, let's add the fragrance, and it really smells delicious. Very liquidy. The fragrance doesn't accelerate. Okay, let's get the colors in there. So these are the colors. I have a bright orange and what do you call this? Like a brown orange. And I've got another brown orange, and it should be a little different from each other. This one's the darker one, so that's going to go on the bottom. And then I have some titanium dioxide for the top. Also have some mica drizzles. So let's pour this in the order that I'm going to blend in. So a little bit of white for the top. And then I'm going to pour my, I guess I'm doing this in the reverse direction because I'm going to have the darker color on the bottom. And I think I'm going to keep some batter with no colorant in it at all. So let's blend these. It's a beautiful coppery orange. Actually used some of Nurture Soap Copper Sparks mica. That's beautiful. This whole room smells like a beautiful vanilla-like custard right now. And I'm going to add just a little bit of nutmeg fragrance to the top, just a few drops because there's not much soap there. And let's give that a nice blend. Okay, so I'm ready for the pour. And I'm just going to do a series of drop swirls. Such a nice, rich color. And I looked online at the colors involved with pumpkin pie. It can be anything from a deep brown to a caramel to orange. So I'm going to put every color that I found online in the same soap. I think I'm going to give this a chopstick swirl after I get the bottom colors in there. Keep a little bit of that. And these colors are definitely fall colors. Sort of just making this up as I go. And this is just colored with the pumpkin puree. Just making sure I have as much of the soap in the mold as possible. And I'm going to give this a chopstick swirl before I add the white on top. And finally, let's get this white in there. This is an off-white. I don't know if you can see it, but it's a really beautiful version of white. Save a little bit of that. And I think what I'm going to do on this one, I don't often do that, but I think this one needs a textured top. I'm going to do part of it now, and then I'm going to do the rest of it after I get my mica drizzle on top. You can see that the consistency right now is just perfect. Okay, that's all I'm going to do right now. Okay, so I just tapped down a lot of that texture, but I'm going to build it back up again after I get some drizzle on there. This is Copper Sparks. I'm going to use that as a drizzle, so that just has a little olive oil in it until I get something like this thick cream consistency. Followed by some orange. I'm doing more of an elaborate mica drip today because I'm not sure how much that fragrance is going to deepen the color inside. So this is going to be my touch of brightness. That was bright of me. That's all I'm going to do. I'm going to fix the sides, just clean them up a bit. And then I am going to add a touch of glitter. Just to brighten it up some more. There, I'll be happy with that. We'll let this sit out overnight and I'll bring you back for the cut. Okay, let's cut into this pumpkin custard. So there's all the colors in there. And this is going to still brown a bit. It's nice to see that area right in here that has no colorant in it at all. So that added a nice color to the overall color scheme. It looks pretty pumpkin-y to me, so that's a good thing. And I'm glad I gave that a nice chopstick swirl too. Because I like the movement in the overall design. There's a lot of swirls in there. So there's the brownish orange there, the reddish orange, the bright orange, the natural soap color, and then the one that has the titanium dioxide in it. There's the top with the mica drizzle and a little bit of glitter. It's got a nice shimmer and texture to the surface of the soap too. I like that. No issues with any glycerin rivers, or I don't see any bubbles so far, and I hate to say that because usually the next slice that I make after that has an air bubble in it, but so far so good. And I'll be cleaning this up. Two more to show you. Thank you for watching. I did take a little break. I went and I met a lot of soap people in South Carolina, and I'm wishing them the very best as the Hurricane Florence hits their way. Certainly don't want anyone to be put out. It's kind of horrible. And thanks for following the Instagram account as well. That's again where I show my inspiration for future soaps. And I've got some more soaps lined up too, so tune in for that. Thanks for subscribing, and we'll see you all later. Bye.